Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to another match preview show. Sinclair TV back again. I should have Toon with us pretty soon, but I don't know what's going on. I send the link and hopefully it'll come on soon. So, guys, if you like the video, like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And if you like to super chat, then you know exactly what to do. It is just click what you're worth. And if you like to become a member, the links are in there as well. It's just 99p. So if you wonder where Tony is, then he should be here very, very soon. So I have sent the link as well, by the way. So I just go through the comments straight away. It's going to be 4-0 win for us on Saturday. I hope you're right. Big up to Nippon, Chelsea supporter. Big up to Ian as well. 30 minutes left. Okay, that's fine. And Ian says he's very busy. Well, I've been busy as well, mate. So hey ho. And long day at work as well. Big up to one of my mods, Leslie. Hope you're okay. Thanks for coming in, Leslie. Big up to Alan, evening to you, to Wayne, to Coffee. John, what happened to last night was your beloved Man United? Well, you know, not a United fan, but at the end of the day, it's been a brilliant result for us as well. A fantastic point for the host as well. But let's hope we beat them on Saturday as well, because we need to win that game. But we might have to do it without Bruno Guimaraes as well. But we see what happens on Saturday. The midfield's going to be very interested who's going to play, as long as Joe Linton's there as well. And big up to Davey as well. So I'm still waiting for Tony as well to come on. I sent the link and, you know, just don't know what he's up to, but he knows he's on and we'll just see. So, and let's go on to Paul. Big up to Paul. Hi to you, mate. Hit the subscribe button, please. If you can, that'd be amazing. Thank you very much indeed. And big up to Mr. Sinclair. I just going to say G and F. And big up to Davey. Watch the video of Chris Wood. Wonder what's happened. We're going to talk to him about him in a bit. And big up to Rolys as well. That's absolutely fine, mate. That's absolutely fine. And I know you would come on Wednesdays. That's absolutely fine. So, got a bit of breaking news, by the way. And yeah, take care to you as well, Ian. Hope you have a fantastic evening with you Saturday. I've got a big Man United fan here, Claire. Big up to you, Claire. How are you? I hope you're okay. I hope that we play each other in the Carabao Cup as well. If we win our game, if you win your game, guess what? I'll be going to Wembley as well. In fact, I'm going to Southampton as well, by the way. But big up to Claire as well. Show Claire some love. And I had a coffee name. Love that name from Mason as well. 28 people watching live. Thank you very much indeed. Please hit that subscribe button as well. Hit the likes as well. It does help us a lot. And yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Just a bit of breaking news, like I said, about Chris Wood. He's been linked to Nottingham Forest and on a loan deal. For me, I have to say thank you very much for what you've done, Chris. And also fans can contribute as well and keeping us up. But at the end of the day, I think the move to Nottingham Forest will be a good move for you as well, mate. And I wish him every success in the future. So he's going on loan, and it has been agreed. And he's kind of having a medical, so he gets his move for reported 15 million quid if Forest stays in the Premier League. So I hope he does really well. Not against us, by the way, but I hope he does well. And I hope also he keeps them up as well. Chris Wood is off to Forest. Yes, thank you, Wayne. And even to Leslie. And thanks so much, John. We'd love to see us play each other in the final. Would be amazing. A definitely classic. I tell you what, Claire, I think it'd be a cracking final. I'm telling you, because we are going to compete this time. I mean, bearing in mind, our back four looks so solid as well, as you all know. And we only see 11 goals this season. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a really tough game. But another day, another way, after he would have fans with us. But since Eric Ten Hag comes in, he's done a fantastic job, hasn't he? Of course he has. And big up to Eagle Eye Knight as well. Big up to you. After last night's point, I'm more relaxed about Palace in a minute. Still by no means going to take Newcastle lightly. But to drag you to Eddie Howe has your team is on mad. You know what it is, mate, right? I mean, we're having a cracking season, yeah? And Palace is having like up and down season for me, if I'm quite honest with you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I don't know what Palace is going to turn up. I really don't. They have a cracking performance or have a poor performance that's so tough to beat. We should have won that game at St. James as well, by the way. That was definitely a goal, by the way. And Isak should have took his chances as well. But that's football. And let's hope that it's going to be a cracking game on Saturday. Let's hope so. And we must bring someone in. We have to now. We must bring a striker in because I think Eddie has got someone in mind up top. We need another striker because Callum Wilson's injury prone, especially I love him. I think he needs to be like a squad player now from next season. And as for Isak's going to lead the way for us. 110%, my guy. Fantastic from Davey. Good to hear, Davey. And in the words of Keegan, I'd love if we beat My New team in the final job. Absolutely. And we got lucky at St. James Park. You sure did. If Isak tried to do a messy chip and it just didn't quite work. He should have planted that ball at the back of the net. No question about that. And Tony's just texted us. He's going to be in the next 10 minutes. So good news. Tony will be here in 10 minutes' time. And I got Claire as well. Who would you bring in, John? For me, we definitely need a striker. We definitely need a midfielder, a left-side midfielder as well. I still keep ASM. Excuse me. But for me, I take on Musa Diaby as well. I'd definitely take him. We definitely take on Milinkovic-Savic as well. And also take Ruben Neves as well if he's available at Wolves. Because according to a post, he's not going to sign a new deal. So any midfielder with quality is going to come in for me. Get Ruben Neves in, and he can make a difference, by the way. Got a comment from David. Palace are a good side. Going to be a tough game. Should be a good game, though. Absolutely. Do you know what it is, right? I mean, we don't know to get beat off Palace. The last time we got beat off Palace, if memory serves us rightly, and I could be wrong, we got beat at home at St. James's Park by 2-1. Yeah? I mean, it started well. I had a couple of chances. Didn't take them, though. That is the problem. But it's going to be a different story. And when the last time we played at Palace at Selhurst Park, and by the way, the atmosphere at Selhurst Park is absolutely fantastic, by the way. One of the best atmosphere in the Premier League. And they do create an atmosphere, especially at the Holmesdale Road end, if I've got that one right. So it's going to be a cracking game. I don't think there'll be many goals in it, but we'll give it a right go. Big up to Brian, by the way. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're okay. Hope Tony can get a note, John. Let's hope that is the case. When he does come, he'll have a say. And I've got a feeling that we've already got someone lined up. Who is that striker, I wonder? Who is that striker? Whoever it is, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I do not think it'll be Giro Immobile, by the way. I really don't. I really, really don't. But what we do, we go on to the preview when Tony comes in. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, by the way. So there you go. So 34 people watching. Hit the like, subscribe, please. It does help my channel to grow, by the way. And let's hope that is the case. So Tony will be here very, very soon. So, guys, are you sad to see Chris Wood go? Do you think he deserves to go to Forest and get some game time? And will he keep Forest up? I hope he does, because at the end of the day, he sounds like a gentleman. And it's good around the club. But for me personally, I think he needs to move on. And there's reports I'm hearing. So they're trying to get Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton for 35 million quid. Now, when I first heard of this news, being linked to Anthony Gordon's bad enough. Yeah, I will not have him anywhere near Newcastle United or Benton training ground. You know what I mean? Nowhere near. Yeah, I don't want this guy here. And the reason I don't want him here is because he's too injury prone. He's not playing much game time. But 35 million quid for a striker hardly played, I just think it would be mugged off. Like, if we get Calvert-Lewin, right? Let's be real, right? I mean, it's just injury prone. I mean, we don't want an injury prone player at Newcastle. Karen Wilson's one of them. Isak, I hope he's going to be all right. But do we really need another injury prone striker up top? Really? I hope not. I've got to ask Tony that question as well. Leave it in the comments, yeah? Would you take DCL at Newcastle from Everton? I mean, Anthony Gordon, no thank you. DCL, no thank you. Do you know what I mean? He hardly played. That's the problem. Big up to Paul, by the way. Big up to Legend John. Thank you very much indeed. Share the love to Paul, by the way. And Claire is spotted us. You growing a beard, John? Yes, I am. I mean, he last wants us to turn us of trying to be like Stormzy or Idris Elba. For me personally, I'd rather be me, but thank you, Claire. Thank you so much. And big up to Danielle. Now, I'll take Danielle up top. You know what I mean? Rather than Anthony Gordon and DTL. Big up to Danielle. Hope you're okay. Share the love to Danielle and partner and the cats as well. Thank you very much indeed, Danielle. I hope you're fine and hope you're having a good week as well. Happy for him. I think Forest will suit him, though, absolutely. 110%. I'm going to ask Tony as well if he'll take DTL. I think he'd be furious as well. I hear Forest are interested in themselves. You know what? Tell us, I'll tell you what, pick it up, Jamal. Right? I'll pick you up and I'll drive you back down to Forest, yeah? And you don't have to pay us the bills as well. Everything will be free, mate. Yeah? I mean, he's not going to get game time. He's not getting his team again. Yeah? Let's be real. He's not Botman. Botman and Vamin share. And Dan Burn are levels about this guy. Levels, yeah? I think he will fit in the Forest team, but not our team. I wish him well. Wayne, thank you, man. Danielle, 50 mil and the loan fee for Chris Wood is a great work by Ashworth. You know what it is, right? Daniel, you're absolutely right there, right? I think that's a great piece of business, you know what I mean? What's the loan fee? No, don't know the loan fee. Probably 5 mil with 50 million on top if he keeps them up. I think that's a cracking deal. We'll lose 5 mil, by the way. But look, like I said before, I wish Chris all the best in the world because, you know, he did what he had to do to keep us up. He helped us contribute as well. I'm not going to slag him off, but he's done okay since he's come. Scored some important goals, like the one against Wolves, the one against Southampton. Scored a second goal against Saints, which effectively killed the game. Got a month to go. So Wood was better at Burnley. Don't think he plays type of game. Well, for me, I think Chris was better than the 4-4-2. I'm not a lone striker up front, if I'm honest with you. And then the high pressing game, Eddie, how implicates. And I just don't think he's suited in our pressing game. That is the thing. 25 million quid. Wow. What can I say? Oh, Pablo, thanks very much for becoming a member, mate. I really appreciate that, Paul. Thank you so much indeed. Share the love to you, by the way. Thank you so much indeed. And hi to Nippon as well. Calvin Rivers, not for me. Definitely not. Big up to Nippon as well. Big up to Gary D. And what's your thoughts on Chris Wood going to Forest? Or is that a silly question? Listen, I wish him all the best. I mean, for me, I just don't think he's good enough in this team. And we play a high-pressing game. I think he's slow. I mean, the one good thing about him is scoring the penalties. And look, it's effort and desire is there. But at the end of the day, the chance he missed against Leeds, especially in the second half, and that chance against Arsenal, my God, he just lacked confidence, didn't he? But what can I say? It's gone now. I just think he goes too fast. You got Vegas up top. Claire, did you hear that, Claire? Mason just said that you got Vegas up top. So, Mason, if you're a Tortilla United fan, Claire is the person. My man's got a beard, and I'm a beard fan. That's from Claire. Bless her. Bless her. Claire, I'm a big fan of you, by the way. Big up. Big up to Danny, Wayne to Danny. And smash that likes, folks. Thank you so much indeed, Bush. I really appreciate that. And big up to Nick, by the way. Hit the subscribe button, man. And Isaac seems like a new signing, to be fair. Yes, it does. It does. I rate this guy. I'm a big fan of Isaac, by the way. I wanted this guy to come through the door if it's going to be him. Do you know what I mean? And this guy will hit 20 goals for us next season. And he could be the guy who can take us into the Champions League. Wood came and did a job, what he's brought for. Grateful to everyone of the lads. It kept us up and propelled us onwards and upwards. And to Leslie. Thank you, Leslie. Absolutely spot on. Good evening to you, Toon. Hope you're canny. And they were by to stay up in the Premier League. That is, I truly believe. And Mustaf, big up to you, my guy. We don't mean Mackham Scousers. Oh, love it, man. Listen, we don't, Everton, right? They're in big trouble, right? They're in massive, massive trouble, yeah? They've done $500 million, right? And they still got Seamus Coleman right back. What can I say? I mean, they spend 35 million on Onana, right? I mean, he's too good for Everton, by the way. He is too good. He must be thinking, what's the F I left that club for? Yeah? Defence is shambles. Jordan Pickford, right? You know, not my favourite, but I tell you something. I mean, he's trying his best. I can't lie. And you got Andy Gordon dives over the pitch, right? Not for me. Not for me at all, people. They got Leslie De Pablo and Woodshite glad he's gone. That's from 272. And everyone's chatting to Pablo. Do you think the club has a replacement for Wood lined up already, John? I believe they have. I really do believe they have. Do you know what I mean? And whoever that striker is, I mean, I'm sure they'll be decent. It's got to be a decent striker. Someone's going to get us the goals. I think it'll be probably someone in Europe or probably young who's going to make in a couple of years' time. For me, that Matthias Vansa plays for Flamengo. I think he's a decent striker for an 18-year-old kid. I'll tell you something now. I'll take him. But he made it clear he wants to stay at Flamengo until the end of the season. That's in November. So if they can get him, I think that'll be a decent buy, especially for 15 million quid. But then again, if he hits it off, then it could cost a hell of a lot of money. Big up to Alan, by the way. I think a striker midfield will do fine. Don't worry about the dressing room harmony is so important. For me personally, Alan, I think you need to invest while we're fourth in the league rather than invest or we're sixth or seventh in the league. Because you know why? Because they want to come to Champions League. And for me, if we get fourth, I'll be happy for fourth. I'm sounding like Ty, don't like AFTV. I sounded like him a bit. Shut up. I wish Wood all the best, but he's got lead boots too slow for our side. That's a win. I don't know if it's been mentioned. One of the players I mentioned on the stream yesterday, who we might go for, we haven't made a bid. That's Paul, and he said it's breaking news as well. Who's that striker is? I've got no idea. No idea who that striker is, but whoever it is, I will back the striker, but definitely not DCL. Our first covering Wood's wages, I'm sure they are. Big up to JJ. I hope you're okay. And the chance he had at Sheffield Wednesday when he shot over the back. Yes, he did. I tell you what, that. Oh, man. I backed the player, sweet. But I tell you what, Callum Wilson would not have missed that. That has been the back of the net. Isak, that been the back of the net. Yeah? How did he miss that chance? I was just trying to work out. And Matthias Fansa, yeah, he'll not be going anywhere, unfortunately. 16 mil, I think that's quite a bargain. Would try his best. That's from Double O Musk, but he's out of his depth. Hit the subscribe button, please. But if you can, that'd be brilliant. Thank you so much indeed. I'm a big fan of you too, John. You know what? You got to share the love to Claire. Big up to her. Big up to her as well. I'm waiting to hear the announcer who is signing. Where do you think you'll finish this season, Claire? I think I said fourth. I think you'll finish fourth. I think United's doing really well now. I think they probably get second or third. Also win the title. And I think City will finish third, in my opinion. And I think United will finish second because Ten Hag is just turning it around. He really, really is. Would you like to take Gerard Moreno as a replacement for Chris Wood? I think he's a decent striker, but he's been washed by Villa as well, by the way, apparently. I mean, I think Emery wants him as well. Could be wrong. Then again, I'm not in the know. Fabrizio is supporting it. Very interesting. I snap turns up any day. I mean, that's dried up a little bit, to be fair. I hope we get the guy. But the one thing I'm going to say, right, if you get Marcus Thuram, I think that'll be perfect for Newcastle. And he rarely gets injured, by the way, as well. Wood be able to play against us in March? No, he won't, because he'd be a loan deal. If it's a permanent deal, yes, he could play against us. Wood missed multiple easy chances going back to last season, not just recent weeks. Good effort to help the team stay up, but it was other players who really got us out of the mud. Exactly. Look, I'm not going to criticize Chris Wood, but I'll thank him for his efforts, by the way. I think we need a DM and a left foot forward at this window. We have bidder for França. I think he did make it clear personally. I think personally, I think he wants to stay. I think he wants to stay with Flamengo, unless we sign him now and keep him there till the end of the season. Big up to Cenk, by the way, from Cyprus. I'm quite nervous about this transfer window. Top six, keep buying fantastic players, and we've done now until now. We should sign at least Madison and Diaby to able compete with. Yeah, I see what you mean, Cenk, right? Madison would be a summer signing. He'd not be leaving in January. I doubt he'd go in January. And Diaby, I tell you what, money talks. If you offer Leverkusen that money, then I was surely tempted to sell. And I think Leverkusen would need to buy a replacement very, very quickly. And still waiting for Tony as well. I think Shameless T. John, I hope you're talking about Newcastle United, not about Manky Mob. Listen, it's not my favourite team. That is Claire's favourite team, and she's a big United fan. I'll be delighted with second. Ten Hag's done an incredible job in the summer. I would have snapped your hands off the second of the season. Ten Hag is the real deal. That's Sinclair. And Man U's turned it around ever since Ronaldo left. I was just about to say that, by the way. Just about to say that. Better without him, by the way. I bet Jason's jumped for joy because without the door. Yes, he is indeed. He is indeed. So I won't do the preview yet until Tony comes in because I don't really want to do it twice. So slash the likes, people. Just keep slashing the likes and hit that subscribe button as well. And so in Newcastle, avoid defeat. It'll be a club record for the longest unbeaten run as well. So big up to Newcastle and Eddie Howe for doing the job as well. See if got some more comments coming through. Got one from Lingard. Is still in the pot now. Where is Lingard? Has anyone heard of him? Not sitting on a boot. Wow, it's not easy. You have convinced them to move the entire family. Lost a finger boot. Not just here. The money, come on. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, family's got to come first. But then again, sort of thing, if they saw the project and the money is right, I'm sure they'll come. Tony, hurry up, man. How long have you been doing the streams for now, John? I've done it for nearly 3 years. Remember Thursday's week, back 2.5 years. So, yeah, so it's been quite a while. So I came a long way. Long way. So 2.5 years. And I've got to be honest with you, I didn't feel I was going to make it, but hey, I just keep trying to give it a right go. We need to move on, Murphy. I love that he tries, but he can't do it for me. He's just simply not good enough. He ain't good enough for my football club, Murphy. Don't get us wrong, but I want a title. I want to win a title within 3 years. And I've also want to win a trophy by that time. And this guy is 27 years old, coming on 28. I just don't think he's improved one iota. Honest to God, he's not. Because for me, he had a right foot. I think he's one of the best crossers off the ball a couple of years ago, but now he's just gone backwards. He really has. I mean, he's been in the club for 7 years, right? And he hasn't really improved at all whatsoever. And look, Jacob Murphy is a trier. But at the end of the day, I've got to be honest, and I think Tony will agree with us as well. There he is. Tony!
Hi, John, you all right?
I'm champion, man. I just thought, is he going to come on and all that sort of thing,
Yeah. No, I was coming, John. Sorry, I was just getting, I just had me dinner and things like that, John, and obviously it's been a difficult week this week, so trying to sort stuff and, yeah. So, but I'm here.
Big up. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, just going through the comments as well. I mean, Leslie's asking, say, big up, John. Let's have me as well. I read that as well. And Anderson needs to go out on loan. He's out injured in a minute, but if he does go out on loan, I'll support anyway besides you. Your streams are always brilliant. So proud of you, that's Sinclair, and she's a big United fan. So big up to Claire. Big up, John. Never give up. Aston Leslie, never give up. I mean, you know what? I love doing what I'm doing, Leslie, and I'm smashing it. If he's on Turan, he'd be a bench player, if not who. That's the thing. He wants to be a number one. You don't want to come to Newcastle and be a bench player. That's a good point, Al. That's a very good shout there. Neither does Isak. But Callum Wilson, as much as I love him, he's way off the pace, man. He's been way off the pace the last few games. And maybe he needs a bit of a break. I don't know. About time, Tony. Tony's saying the Hoos. Not think Murphy was suited midfield. Big up to Tony. Evening, Tony. So, Tony, Chris Wood off the Forest.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck to him. That's what I want to say. I know, yes, there's a lot of people wanted a shot of him, including myself, but, let's give the guy credit. He did help us in a situation when we really needed a striker, and he was the only available option at the time who had a clause that if we met that, he could be bought. Now, if he goes on to stay at Forest, because I absolutely think Forest will stay up this season now, John. I don't think they'll go down. I always said they would get out of this, and they're 5 points above the drop zone now. And there's a big game on Saturday, West Ham versus Everton. So, and Forest go away to Bournemouth. The way Bournemouth are playing, I wouldn't put it past me for Forest to go there and win quite comfortably. And yeah, he may make his debut as well. But the reason Forest have acted for Chris Wood is because a 1 year is out for 2 months now with an injury, so they needed another striker, so they've come for Chris Wood. But there is that, if he stays permanent in the summer, there is a £15 million buyout, so they can buy him for 15 million. So in effect, Chris Wood's actually only cost us £10 million if we sell him for 15 in the summer, plus his wages. So technically, it's not going to be a bad deal all around if he goes for 15 million in the summer. And like I say, I believe Forest will get out of it anyway. And maybe they'll play to his strengths because the game we play isn't suited for Chris Wood. So, and I mean, we're starting to see the best of Brennan Johnson from Forest now. I mean, his 2 goals he took against Leicester were absolutely outstanding. And that guy's pace, it's absolutely rip-roaring. I mean, I'm not being funny. I would have Brennan Johnson at Newcastle, if I'm honest. Because he's the type of player you want in the team. And he would definitely play in our team with the way we play that pressing and intensity game. Brennan Johnson would be outstanding in our side. I mean, Eddie Howe would probably make him an even better player than he is now. But whether you get Brennan Johnson, I think that could be a hard move now. You definitely wouldn't get him now. Whether you get him in the summer, who knows? But I can't see Forest selling him on the cheap, especially if he goes on and has a great second half of the season. But yeah, I think it's a great move for Chris Wood, and do you know what? Good luck, the lad. But I will say, the only reason I think Newcastle have let him go is because they've got a replacement lined up, and it's behind the scenes of doing this, and nobody knows who it is. Because I wouldn't have thought they'd just let Chris Wood go, knowing that if Callum Wilson or Isak get an injury, they're only going to be down to one striker. Or what if both of them got injured, then we'd be stuffed with no strikers. And we know Wilson's not got a great injury record. We've seen, we've also seen Isak get an injury and go out of the game for 4 months. So you've got to have a backup option somewhere. So I think they've got a backup option. Now, I know the plane spotters out this morning that there was a plane leaving Dortmund. It was delayed till 12:15, apparently. It left Dortmund to come over to Newcastle. Now, that could have been for anything. But could it be Moukoko? Some people are saying he's signing a new deal. We don't know. Unless you see that officially from Dortmund. Don't believe what you read on Twitter. It could also be, could it be Thuram? Could it be Diaby? Because when you think now, Arsenal's cleared the way for us to go for Diaby because they're now signing Leandro Trossard, who I'm glad we haven't touched with a barge pole, if I'm honest, John.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why is because his attitude problem. I mean, look what he's done to De Zerbi. And that's exactly why he's not played for Brighton, because he's had a falling out with the manager. And if he can fall out with the manager like that, then Eddie Howe don't want players like that in the club, and that's probably why we've stayed away from Trossard and all things. So Arsenal's getting Trossard. But yeah, I mean, there's got to be somebody coming in. Who it is, we do not know. There's people on that Twitter, like in the knows, like that Sean Casey coming out. Oh, it's not Moukoko. I'm not being funny. What does that guy actually know, John? He knows nothing.
No.
He may think he's an ITK, but I think he's Nike FA, and I know F all, basically.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, the amount of stuff that he's come out with on Twitter before, John, and saying this player's coming. Never seen that player come through the door yet, and I'm still waiting. So, so that's why I say, people, don't take notice of what people are saying on Twitter, because unless it comes from an official source like Sky, Keith Downey, or maybe Fabrizio Romano, Pete Graves, guys like that. But when it's that people spouting off crap, don't take notice of it. Take it with a pinch of salt, because are they doing it for likes? Are they doing it for tweets, for shares, everything like that? Like some companies, some channels do.
Yeah.
They're out there for clickbait. They'll entice you in with us. They'll put something out there that'll entice you in to watch it, and then you entice you in. You watch it. You click the like. You give them an extra viewing. You may subscribe to them because but they're not always on the truthful side. But the likes of myself, John, Paul, Billy, Alex, Danielle from Toon Review, we speak facts, not fiction, and that's what we want to put out to everybody. Facts, not fiction, is better. Because I don't like to lead anybody up the garden path by saying this player's coming, that player. That's why when I do a transfer show, I always stress it's a rumour, it's a link. They have not signed. Because the last thing I want is somebody turning around to me and saying, "Oh, by the way, you said we were signing this player." And there's no way I'm dropping myself in it. There's no way I'm putting myself in that position for people to fire at me. At least if people see that I've said the word rumour or it's a link, at least people can say, right, okay, it's not, we don't know if it'll happen or not, but like he said, it's a rumour, and that's the way I like to do it.
100%, Tony, 100%. And there's a lot of people looking at trying to flight spotting as well, plane spotting as well. For me, that is a sad case. It's a complete and utter waste of time. I can't do with people like that, man. I really don't. If they want to do it, that is fine. But at the end of the day, right, it's just that I've got better things to do than watching social media all day for plane spotting as well, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And it's just
John, not only was there supposedly this plane leaving Dortmund, which bearing in mind was put out there was supposed to be a plane coming from Rome as well. But that could be businessmen, or it could be me and Dad's pizzas being delivered from Rome.
Yeah, absolutely. Or it could be, all the Italian lasses coming to Newcastle for a visit for the day. You know what I mean? It could be that. So
yeah,
anything, man, anything. Just best to do. Be patient. It's never like 13 days to go. Just be patient, people, and then it'll come. Players will come. Let's get a dip into the comments, by the way, and do hit the subscribe, but hit the likes as well. And yeah, I think I've read that as well. Football is sitting to Chris Wood. What best results for Toon tonight game? A draw. I say a draw as well. They paid a loan fee too. Yep, they did. Foxy in the house. Surprise Files took him. He's not good enough for Forest, in my opinion. He's just a short-term option cover for an injury on Ehite. If Forest stays up, which they should, they'd target even better players. I think that the conscience said they're going to have to buy him, apparently. And then I could be wrong. Ashford knows exactly what he's doing. News on Bruno, last I heard, he's back for the semis. Well, I tell you what, Brian, we need him for those games. I'm quite happy for him to miss the Palace game, even if he was fit. Wood would like definitely return to us in the summer. That's from Foxy. And this is a good comment coming up, by the way. I'm going to read it out, by the way. Big up to 10 the item. Please hit the subscribe button, my guy, if you can. That'd be brilliant. I like the behind-the-scenes things we do. I have a feeling we're going to get someone big in before deadline day. I just don't know who. Let's hope it's the case. Wait and see. And we're waiting in anticipation as well, my guy. Anyone up front that's better than Wood? And that's in Granny. Big up to DJ Flux, long time no see. Hi, good luck to Wood. Seems a lot of activity on social media saying good win, etc. The lad deserves respect. We would not have finished so strong last season without his input. Best of luck. Yeah, that's a very, 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 very true. Rumours of Sterling, so that would be mint. But I don't see it happen, Brian. That will not happen, mate. That will not happen at all. Yeah, I think there must be something to Wood. How would have weakened the team? That's an Allen. Exclusive Newcastle and the new proposal of Brazilian talent Matias França offering 16 million euros package to Flamengo. And that's Fabrizio's tweet. Well, Paul, I think it'd be worth more than that. To be honest, that works out to be 12 million. So I think they might get more than that as well. And got a tweet from Claire. We're sad to see some of your student signees had to go early, but unfortunately, you're a legend. You're awesome fan. Claire Williams, thank you so much indeed. A massive United fan. Brennan Johnson can cut it from the wing or play through the centre. Seen him numerous of times for Wales. I'm going to be honest, Gareth, right? He's a cracking player. He don't get us wrong. But he's got, in my opinion, he's got to do it again. Yeah? And Tony, you got to agree with us as well. Just because he had a one cracking season in the Premier League, they don't mean he's going to get a big move. He might not be successful in another club. For me, he's got to do it again. Because I can remember, of course, Sander Berge, right? Cracking first season, I think it was. Didn't make it the second season. But Tony, I will not sign Brennan Johnson next season. If he does it again for us, for Forest, and if you're after him, go and get him.
Yeah, John. But the thing is, though, look, John. Right? Let's look at Brennan Johnson. Right?
Yeah.
So, Brennan Johnson played under Chris Hughton. Chris Hughton didn't want him to Forest. He sent him on loan to Lincoln.
Yeah.
Right? And he went to Lincoln. He had a great season. I think he scored against the Mackhams as well at Sinclair Bank. Now, he had a great season for Lincoln. Didn't get promoted or anything, but he had a tremendous season. And then I think he was out the squad. I think he was ready to go back on loan somewhere else. And then Hughton got sacked. Cooper came in. And Cooper started playing him in the Forest team. So, bearing in mind, this lad had just ripped up in League One. So then he was thrown into a team in the Championship. A team that was low on confidence, had just sacked Chris Hughton.
Yeah.
Was sitting bottom of the Championship and not in a great place. Mm-hmm. Comes into the team under Steve Cooper. By the time he builds up to where he is, has a tremendous season last season in the Championship. Helps Forest to promotion. Forest fans all saying they didn't expect that from the beginning of the season. They would be happy just to get safety last season. But for them to get promoted was a huge thing for them, you know. So he's done it in League One. He's made the step to Championship level, which is another level from League One. And he smashed it.
Yeah.
He stepped up to the Premier League. Yes, it started off a little bit slowly. Now he's beginning to smash it, John. And he's beginning to frighten teams. He frightened Leicester last week with his pace. Him and Gibbs White. I know I was one of these critical saying, why would you go and pay 40 million for Gibbs White? But I'll tell you what, Steve Cooper's right. He looks a cracking player, that Gibbs White. And I'll tell you what it is, John. He's going to be a star. And there'll be a lot of clubs looking at him as well. But Brennan Johnson, this guy, I think he's only 21, 22. I'll tell you what. Yeah. He's got a long future ahead of him. Nowhere near his peak yet.
No.
And I think if you want to buy Brennan Johnson at the end of the season, if he carries on and has a great end to the season, I think you're going to be looking at 50 million plus for him. Because this guy is a serious talent. Because if he can come on, if he can go from League One to Championship and step it up, and then go to the Premier League and step it up, that's the sign of a cracking player on the horizon. And not only that, John, he went to the World Cup in Qatar and he came on against USA and he absolutely played well. So, you know, the guy can just step it up in any event or any tournament. So,
yeah,
don't dismiss the fact that, oh, hang on a minute, we're going to see what he can do next season. Because, John, he could be a world beater next season, who knows? But I think Brennan Johnson is a tremendous talent. And he's a one to watch. Like I've said, John, watch him from League One. Watch him make the step up to the Championship. Look what he's done there. He helped him get promoted. And he's doing it now in the Premier League. And look where Forest are now.
Yeah.
But yes, he might have started off slow in the Premier League till he got the grips of it. But now he's got grips of the Premier League. He's going to cause trouble for a lot of defences for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Including our defence as well, John. And we have to keep an eye on him as well.
100%. We've got to play Forest soon, probably in April, I think it is. We play them as well. And you're quite right. Him against Trippier is going to be so exciting between those two. And I'm a big Brennan Johnson fan. This guy's going to be absolutely brilliant in the years to come. No question. You are right. Brennan Johnson can colour from the wing or play for the centre. Seen him do as a times for Wales. And private jet from company for owners flew from Dortmund to Toon. Any news or potential DM like Alan Ferreira or someone in that position. I think we need a player in that role. I mean, look, we definitely do need a player in that role. Yeah. First choice will be for me, Edson Alvarez from Ajax. I think he'd be a decent midfielder, and I'd take him all day long. Granny said, definitely not black and white eyes. Don't get there. Tony Foxy, as for Wood, I wish him all the best. He was a panic buy for a club which was in the panic position, and he steered up with Burnley going down. So the short term, slight signing paid off. And Vasquez always everything right, wrong. That's from Blakey. Twist just a big T. Love to be Diaby. Remember, we got rid of Cole. We were gutted that we got Shearer. 1996, never forget that. That's a win. Exactly. Don't doesn't name other channels on the stream. I shouldn't, not really. I shouldn't be naming other streams. I don't do that. I only do it on the Porsche channel, by the way. Thing is, since Dan came in, there has been a very few leaks come out. What will happen? We're in the very good hands of this guy. Totally agree. Just be patient, and you're quite right, mate. And then it'll come. Look at Isak. No one did expect that. Trossard had many qualities that Eddie likes, but yes, I do agree with Tony. I don't think it's appropriate to name other people's channels, even though we know who they may be. I know what you mean. Getting names out there as well. Rather Man City to win, so to say 5 points behind us. The Mauro is always a good indicator of the truth. I know it's all room, but would love Sergio Milinkovic-Savic, so would I, 100%. From minute 12, I thought you were going to say Steve Bruce pizza's coming from Rome.
No, me that's.
Yeah. I forget my last comment if you read it, my bad. I don't know what happened backstage, that's fine. Do you think we're going for Harrison again at least? John, I don't think you will, mate. Also, thank you, Tony, for the junior Turner interview. You did the other day. It helps me a lot. That is brilliant. That is a great interview
Thank
as
you.
well. What was the side? We could tell score 5-4-2. I think it's 5-4 for PSG. Or it could be 5-3 to PSG. Sorry. So there's scores there. 5-3 to PSG. Romano claimed we're putting 60 million euros for Matthias França. That's in David. We wait and see. I think Neymar had a penalty save, a weird one up. Unlike it, there was a penalty, by the way. And yeah, known about the Flamingo move. Matthias França couldn't play left wing anywhere up front. Next big thing, guess they were big things. Billy Jr. Yes. Billy Jr. You know, Dortmund have a player we love, Emre Can, played Premier League experience. Me personally, not too sure. He is good, but I'm not too sure now. Yeah, just gone to the Gunners. As long as he doesn't own any Everton players, I don't care. Force were wrong, or full were wrong. What their fans did to the place, exactly. Shocking.
Yeah, talk about Everton players.
Go to the
Dominic Calvert-Lewin links are coming back out, and I'm like, please God, no. Look. Let's just get this out there, right? Calvert-Lewin, right? I do not want to see him at Newcastle United. He's injury prone. He's more into fashion designing rather than being on the football pitch when he's injured. I just want to see. I don't want to see him at the club. I mean, I'm not calling Callum Wilson for being injury prone, but what is the point of buying Calvert-Lewin for, say, if he costs you 40-odd million quid to bring him in, and then for him to play a couple of games, go missing for 3 months because he's got an injury? No, do not sign him. But I don't think the club's that stupid to do that. The club's probably looked at his record and seen the fact that he gets injured quite often, and they've probably said, we're not touching him with a barge pole. Do you agree, John?
100%. I would not touch him at all. I'll be disappointed if we get him. He's injury prone as well. He has to be many games. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't have him. Wouldn't have him at all. Definitely no way. If you do, it'd be a complete and utter waste of money. And Everton would just laugh at us, by the way, as well. So definitely not for me at all. A lot of players slating Forest for the amount of signings. Ehite, Scrapper, Danilo, Amarini, Magala, Fua, Lodi, Borley, Necker Williams, Uriah, Hendel. Good business overall. Yeah, I have to agree.
Do you know what, John? I'll just drop into that comment.
Yeah.
Because Foxy's right what he's saying.
Correct.
I mean, yeah, everybody slated Forest, but we got to remember is Forest had to get players out of contract. They had a lot of players on loan, so they all went back to their parent clubs. You know, they were thought they had going to have Brice Samba signed on, but he decided no, he wasn't signing the contract. He went back to France. He went to Lens. So they had to buy players in. And yes, okay, they bought 20-odd players in, but, and it's took them players time to gel, but now them players have gelled. What a different team they look. I mean, Freuler, he's not a bad player.
I like Freuler.
Serge Aurier is looking good at right back as well. I mean, Nicky Williams can't get back in the team.
I agree.
So, I mean, Dean Henderson is he's a good keeper, and I'm sure Man United must be looking at that thinking, why didn't we keep him? I mean, Forest now have to go out and buy another goalkeeper because Henderson's out for a few weeks now, so he's got an injury. But, you know, all those players they've bought and got on loan, they are doing fantastic for Nottingham Forest. And that's why they're out the relegation zone, because now they've clicked and they've gelled now. And maybe the World Cup come at the right time for them. Maybe because of the World Cup break, they're able to get those players in tune in training and get them gelled, and that is why they're out the relegation zone. They're not out there on luck, they're out there because they've played some bloody good football, John.
They do.
Look how they played against Chelsea. They should have beat Chelsea in all honesty. And they went out and beat Leicester City, who absolutely trounced them in the first game, the away game at the King Power. Because I tell you now, and including us, John, it won't be. Yeah. It's not easy going to that City ground. Liverpool's already found that out as well.
Exactly. Well said, Tony. Well said. Tough place to go to. And Spurs couldn't beat them. Oh, Spurs did beat them, by the way. I think Chelsea couldn't beat them. They reduced Chelsea with 0 shots on target in the second half. Big up to Forest, by the way. I think Steve Cooper is turning that club around. He really is. He'll keep them up this season, 100%. Ian, big up to you. Fancy giving my ticket? I can't be it. I'm going. I'm sorry. I love to, but I cannot be it. I'm so sorry. Again, so many people asking for that ticket as well. I'll be up. So I don't want DCL nowhere. Even Newcastle went out and signed Rolys, youth from South America. I'll be happy because we can build a dynasty at St. James's of super talented players in 3 years. I think I take Matt's fan sales through the door as well. We got to go to yes, through and what's that, Tony?
And I'll take Alan Varela as well.
Yes, absolutely. That guy, Joseph Bought, I thought people were saying Modric. I was well jealous. This guy, not impressed exactly. I hope just falls fat on his feet, on his face. Lord has been terrible when I've seen him play, but he's playing well. Yeah, and I know you are, mate. I love you, by the way. I love you too. Right, let's go to the preview, yeah, because that's what we're going to talk about. Newcastle against Palace at Selhurst Park. Last season's ones each. And it looks like Bruno could be out on this game because I don't think he's going to be fit. Tony, will he be a miss on Saturday?
He will, John. But that's the unfortunate part about it. He'll be a miss. But do you then move Joe Linton into midfield and bring ESM into the team? Now we keep hearing this crap coming out that Eddie Howe isn't happy with ESM, and I mean, you know, I thought when he came on last week, I thought ESM had a good 45 minutes. He wasn't trying to do too many tricks. He was trying to pass the ball and trying to cross it. And I thought, hang on, this looks a lot better from ESM now than what we've seen in the past. Sometimes he frustrates when he holds on to the ball far too much. And then when he does go to try and pass it, he loses it or he loses possession. Yeah. But this time around, last week, we've seen him trying to cross the ball and getting into the box. And so you're sort of thinking, it looks like Eddie's changed his game. But if people want to keep coming up with crap that there's something going on between him and Eddie, then just carry on. But I don't think there is. And we hope not there is either. But that's the change I would make unless by some miracle, by midday tomorrow, we are signing a midfielder that's coming in that can come in there and slot into midfield. I mean, who knows, John? For all we know, there could be a player having a medical. Who knows? That's the thing. Who knows, John? But as I would say, if we haven't, I would say move Joe Linton in midfield and bring ESM in. I do not want to see Murphy start. I would rather have ESM over Murphy.
Exactly. I don't want to see Murphy there at all whatsoever. That is my opinion. But at the end of the day, right, we've got to go out and win the game. Don't worry about what's going to happen on Tuesday night. Just concentrate on the game in hand and just deal with it. You know what I mean? I hope Bruno does come back. Even if it's a sub appearance sort of thing, then cool. That's absolutely fine. It can make a difference. If you don't get him, he'd definitely be playing at home. And as simple as that. But I'll look at the three, right? I mean, like, it's going to be the same side. Bruno's going to be out injured. Jordan in midfield. ASM on the left-hand side, you know. And, yeah, it's going to be a tough game at Sellers Park. I mean, Palace fans create an atmosphere at Sellers Park, which is absolutely magnificent, Tony. And they're going to make it tough for us because they drew United the other day. And apparently got a point. Are they going to do the same to us, do you think? Or do you think we should go there and just do our thing?
I think it'll be a different game, John, because of the way we play. Last year we got a draw down there. We were losing 1-0 until Callum Wilson scored that spectacular goal with the overhead kick. But this is a totally different game. Yes, we should have beat them at St James's Park. And in all honesty, probably we should have beat them comfortably. But we didn't. We drew. And this is our chance to get steal a march on Man United. So we need to go down there and win. If we win, we're 2 points ahead of Man United. Then bear in mind, Man U have got to go to the Emirates on Sunday to play Arsenal without Casemiro, who got a yellow card last night and is out the game, suspended. So Arsenal must be rubbing their hands thinking, hey, Casemiro's not playing, so that's all right. That's fine. We've got this game. Trossard could make his debut if he's fit. Well, if he's signed, by midday tomorrow, which I think that'll be a formality. He's be signed by then. Well, actually, I think no, for Sunday, John, you can sign up till 5 p.m. So you've got all day. It's only for Saturday, it's 12 midday.
Yeah.
And if it's on a Friday night, I think it's 12 midday on the Thursday. But yeah, I can see Arsenal beating Man United, if I'm honest. And if they do, because we'll all be level on games then, that puts us 2 points ahead of Man United as well. And that's the important part, stay ahead of Man United.
Exactly.
I mean, who would have thought, John, we're looking at the table now and thinking, oh, we don't want Man City to beat Spurs and we don't want Man U to beat Palace and all. Who would have thought we'd be doing all this now, John? Last year we were looking at the other side of the table and thinking, oh, gosh, correct. I don't want Watford beating Norwich and I don't want Burnley winning this game and I don't want, Everton to win that game. But the table's turned in 12 months. Now we're looking at the sides above us and saying, well, actually, I don't want Man City winning. I don't want Spurs winning. I don't want Man U to. And it's like, where last season we probably didn't give a toss whether City, Arsenal, Man United, anybody won. But now we do because we're at that end of the table. We're at the business end because, we're not here to be liked. We're not here to be popular. We're here to compete, and that's what we're doing.
Exactly. And you know what it is as well, right? I mean, you look at it last season, we only won one game out of 19 games. That was last season. Turn it around, we lost once in 19 games. And what a difference Eddie Howe's done for that club. Do you know what I mean? He's done fantastic. He's turned the club around. That's down to him, by the way, and the players we got as well. They want to play for this football club. They love this football club. Bruno, every time you mention Bruno and Newcastle, he smiles his face every time. He loves the city. He loves the club, yeah? He can play for any club in the world, Bruno. But I'm glad to see Newcastle United because this guy will be a lifer here. He'll play for our club for the rest of his life. If he does that, cool. That would be brilliant. And I hope he stays for a long time. Casemiro is very annoying. I bet he puts another hard challenge to try and stop us when we play them again. I wouldn't be surprised. Good player, but he should have got sent off yesterday. I don't care what people say. That was a poor
That was challenge. A red.
All day long. Hadn't it been like a Joe Lind or Bruno type tackle like that, that would go on straight on VAR and get a sent off. That's what they'll do. No, they're just part of the big six. Well, no surprise. Casemiro, I love him. Always have. That's in Bayern. And someone said last night that Trossard looks like Niles Kane off Fraser. Sorry, you need to explain that again. I'm so tickled. Sorry, you need to explain that again, man. Big advantage to us with Palace playing yesterday as well. Confident we can get the job done. If we do that, then I tell you something, that'd be a massive, massive scoreline. It really would be. Palace won't park the bus at home like they did at St James Park. Another advantage to us, in my opinion. Exactly, Leslie. Absolutely. I just want City to win just to keep the points difference for top four. We ain't in a title race, but we are after European football and probably a top four spot as well, I hope. Never watched Fraser any good. Not there. And if Wood eventually goes for 50 mil, that'll cover Fanta fee as a young replacement. I tell you what, I think if you're going to get a striker, I think it'll be a young striker. Sort of is going to come in and make a difference in future years. I could be wrong. And there's a guy on Facebook called Niles Create.
All right, it's a comedy series, John, called Frasier. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I haven't.
I haven't, mate.
Got something I watch. It's a sitcom, and that's what he's saying. Trossard looks like him, but the thing is, John, there's no movement for Thuram from any of these bigger clubs like Italy. You know, I just wonder, could we be signing Thuram, John? I mean, not being funny, we could get him for about 8 million. And to be fair, again, what's to say he wasn't on that private jet coming up? We don't know. We don't know who was on that private jet. And it is a jet. It is a jet that is currently used by Newcastle United as well, John, by that company. So, is it a huge coincidence? It could have been Dan Ashworth, could have been over in Germany sorting something out. Who knows? Could have been Steve Nixon over in Germany. I mean, Steve Nixon was at the game on Sunday, but it could be. You don't know.
Nobody knows, Tony. Nobody knows at all. So it's all guesswork at the end of the day. I just sit back and I'll go with Jules no one in the chat, one of the mods. Just be relaxed, just chill out, and then just be patient. And that is why she's absolutely correct. We're going to talk about Palace as well. I mean, they're having like a different season, like, you know what I mean? Like a mid-table. They're not going to get in Europe. They're not going to get relegated under Vieira. I mean, they're such a difficult side to beat. Like, I mean, they got beat off Chelsea. They drew with United yesterday. And, you know, what do you think of Palace? And, I mean, Zaha could be playing up front on Saturday by the looks of it. And it looks like also as well that, go look on who scored as well. And it looks like Elise scored that wonder goal last night. It's going to be starting as a 10 role. It's going to be Grelito and goal. The back four, Mitchell, Goody, Tompkins and Klein at the back four. Decoy and Shup in the holding midfield. Easy, Elise, Ayew, and attacking three. And Zaha probably plays a false 9. So would you be worried about this Palace team?
We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be worried about anybody, John. Why should we be worried about anybody? If we can handle most of that big six, John, the only one we've lost off is Liverpool. And we all know that was controversial circumstances.
It was.
But other than that, John, look what we've done to that big six. So if we can do that to the big six, why on earth should we be worried about Palace? I mean, yes, they've got some good players. Elise scored a cracking goal last night against Man U. I mean, that was a hell of a goal, John. No goalkeeper in the world would save that. Not even Donnarumma would have saved that.
Nah.
I mean, you know, nobody would have got near that. But yeah, I mean, who knows, John? But we'll have to. But no, we shouldn't be frightened of Palace at all. Are you frightened of Palace, John? Because I'm not.
I'm not. No, we should have beat him at home. We beat him at home, but Isak missed that chance 1-on-1 where he should have tried to do a messy chip. It didn't work out at all. And then all of a sudden as well, that you know, Willock's controversial goal that should have stood. By the way, there's nothing wrong with that goal, by the way. But other than that sort of thing, I'm not being funny, but Palace could have won it in the end when made a great save from Zaha. Lovely piece of skill, by the way. But talking about Zaha, I mean, he should have gone to a bigger club years ago, and he opted to stay at Palace. He did play for United, but wasn't ready at the time. But he played at Palace, was the main man. And do you think he can make a difference at Palace on Saturday?
Who's Zaha? John, he could be, but our defence has been so strong and watertight this season, John. I think they'll contain him. They'll contain him. They'll contain Elise. They'll contain Edward. I think we'll be fine, John. I can't see we're losing that game tomorrow. And Eddie Howe, on Saturday, and Eddie Howe won't allow them to either. Won't allow the team to get what's the word I'm looking for? Too complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. The last time we got beat 5-1 before, man, but we're not getting beat 5-1 again. No way, no chance.
No, not
against these lot. Under Steve Bruce, we would have done, but hey. Get it, watch. You not stop laughing, promise. I'll get around to it, my guy. Get around to it. Anyone knows anything about Tononi Madiki? Have Chelsea signed them? The agreed's been a feed, by the way, mate. It's been agreed, right? It's having a medical apparently at Chelsea. I could be wrong, but Fabrizio Romano's come out and said that these agents never stop talking. The fee has been agreed. And mate, if you can hit the subscribe button, please, mate. If you can, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much, and welcome to my channel. And I'll bring that up in a minute, Tony. Not worried if we are clinical in front of goal. I think, Jack, if we want to get Champions League, we've got to take the chances which way come, mate, if we can. Fanta, 6 foot, the Brazilian has played the majority of his games as number 10. No need for Madison. It'd be cheaper than Madison, by the way. And could have been a Carrius returning to sign this deal. No one knows. I do think we'll add a striker, though. Wouldn't sell Wood without someone in being replaced. And also think we might be monitoring Madison fitness as well. Well, apparently he's coming back to play very, very soon. Shouldn't be found with any team, but also shouldn't underestimate any team. Exactly. Absolutely. You've got to respect the team as well. I've heard that we're in for South Korean. Yeah, I know what in me. I don't know his name. I can't pronounce his name. It could be hamburgers. For me, Newcastle in 2. Now, goals come from counter-attacking. I think it will do. We are crippling the so-called Big Six, and they don't like it, lads. Gary, you're so right. Everyone knows about Matheus Vansa. Fab Romano said we're putting an offer. We have put an offer for him. I don't know a lot about this lad, but we soon find out in due course. My source is telling me the Jack come for Dortmund was carrying Jude Bellingham. Nah, not mate. I am not gonna listen to that, mate. I'm sorry.
I like coffee's winding up, John.
That's why I didn't read it. You know what I mean? But I was trying to read it halfway. I thought, hey, I'm not reading that. Team should be fighting with us now. 1-0 to us. If Spurs lose tiny and we beat Palace, it opens an 8-point gap. It sure does. Diaby and Mora, I'm waiting. Mora, not for me. Diaby, yes, please. Everyone loves Raymond is also great. I'm not going to read the next one, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get fooled by that. None of them as good as they're worth a watch. Yeah, I don't know what you mean, Ian. Right then, you got this one up, Tony.
This is that Niles Crane from Fraser. He looks like Trossard. He does, doesn't he, John?
He does, doesn't he? He does.
Doesn't he, though? That's Dr. Niles Crane on the comedy show Frasier. I thought I'd just have a Google and see what he looks like. And my God, what a double. What a double of Trossard.
What a double, man. What a double. Should be Ryan Crane.
That's brilliant, isn't
it? Oh, man. Love it, man. Class. Fans was disappointed yesterday against Madureira, but Flamengo as a whole were poor. So, can't blame one player as a whole.
If your team's poor, if the whole team are poor, then it's going to make the decent players look poor as well. So, yeah. But, I mean, that is a good look. Like, if Trossard, though. John, do you not agree?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I didn't want Trossard there anyway, to be fair. 28
but
million.
That does look like him, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? It does. It does. The more I look at him, the more it's real. Do you know what I mean?
It's the face and the hair and the eyes. Yeah, it looks like Trossard, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. It does.
But I thought, I'll bring that one up, John, because I thought people might laugh at that now. And now I've brought it up, and people are probably looking at it now, thinking, "My God, I can see the resemblance there in Trossard." So yeah,
Exactly. It's really beautiful, man. There you go. Now I've seen him. Ryan finished a double. Hey, love the neighbours. Another good one as well, lads. That's in Gary D. How would get
Love
that
that
in the end?
neighbour.
Yeah,
Bit
absolutely.
controversial, Gary, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's a good one, though.
Absolutely. And now Korean. Now it's Korean.
That's who I had on, yep.
Yeah, finally. And also, if we do get França, then Joe Linton will look after him. Bruno will look after
absolutely.
him.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like
exactly.
we're gonna have a Brazilian school one day, Tony. Instead of learn Portuguese. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, John. Absolutely.
So, well, I mean, like I said, smash the likes up, people. Yeah, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and totally gonna go for the prediction. You know, and I was gonna ask you, name the 3 Palace players you would take at Newcastle.
Oh, who I would take?
I can't think of it. Wow.
I might be tempted to take Elise.
Yeah.
Maybe Ezzy, because Eberici, Ezzy, or Easy as he used to call him, because JB Rubens worked alongside him, so he knows what he's like. So he's a talent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have Zaha, to be fair. I don't know, John. For a third one, I wouldn't know.
The thing is, though, I think Zaha's a luxury player as well, which you can't really carry him as well. But when he gets the ball, he's got all the tricks and flicks. He's a skillful player. On this day, it's unplayable. But at times, he does like to cheat as well, and he doesn't need to do that. The guy's 5'11". He doesn't need to do that at all, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. No need for it, is there?
That don't need it at all. But for me, so that's fair enough. And let's have a look at.
Sorry about the noise out there, John. It's beyond my control. Unfortunately, I've got F-16s flying around, so I can't stop that. Unfortunately, unless I tell the Americans to stop flying their jets around.
Yeah,
stop
absolutely.
playing Top Gun.
Exactly. I understand. Jordan helped the World Championship. That's in Jordan, and also her form. And no pun intended, that's fine. And John, you can't take Benteke. It's left Palace now. Not for me. Spurs Sandy, who beat Palace, is an 8-point gap. That would be huge. I mean, people would say we're not going to win the title, but we also just let Man City do their thing. They're going to get top 4 anyway, no doubt about it. They'll be close to the title. And França is the guy we want. That's from Ian. Palace players, none. França, Fresnay, they're top players of the future. That's cool. Don't miss. I have 3. He's laughing top of the top, and chatting to Ian as well. So yeah, prediction time. I mean, it's gonna be a tough game. But I'm gonna say 1-0 to Newcastle. It's gonna be very tough, but they're gonna make it difficult for us. I think we're gonna win by the odd goal, 1-0. Tony?
But it could be a tight game. John, but I'm going to say 2-0.
2-0. I like Coffee said 2-0 as well. So that'll be very interesting as well. So yeah, tell us your score prediction, guys, in the comment section, and tell us what the score's going to be. I'm going to say 1-0. And I'm not going to be the next one up, by the way. What Big John you mean? Now, I don't understand that question. I do apologize. 5-0 to 272. Wow. I hope you're correct. And we can go and win 5-0, by the way. Our thoughts, you had a bad stop at Tony, was waiting for you running the Thunder box. Terrible noise. That's from Alan.
No, definitely not me. No.
Definitely not.
Sorry, they're not F-16s, they're F-35 jets. Sorry, that's what they are, F-35s. They're a nice jet to see in the daytime, but they can be too bloody noisy at night and at times, and it's horrendous. Sometimes it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and if you're off work or whatever, and you start at 8 o'clock in the morning, you think, oh, I've got to get up now because I can't sleep through the noise. It's absolutely horrendous, and the whole house shakes as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, it's a nightmare when you got planes going, yeah, room that's over your huge sort of thing. You try to sleep, but it's tough. But I see what you mean. And
it's all right though. The cat's not bothered by them. He just sits out on the doorstep and watches them going up and thinks, "Oh, there's another aeroplane."
Bless
so
him.
the noise doesn't even frighten him. It doesn't even frighten him.
Bless. He's a bit brave.
He's very brave.
He is. Go through the comments quickly before you get your socials. Botman Bullet hit out and Isak with Siggy Saggy run before scoring. Excuse me. 3-0 Wilson, 1 and 2 assists from Isak. Blakey says 2-1. 2-1 to the Toon from Jackie B. Alan says 2-1. And 3-0 to Newcastle win. The club are going for high quality youth, and it's so professional to see real professionals at last run in our club. Yes, well said, David. And because he's in a bit long, really. Big up to Catherine, by the way. I hope you're okay, Kath. It's your first time, I believe. I think hit the subscribe button if you can, please, Kath. Thank you so much indeed. Midfields, well, I hope we strengthen first. Varela or Andrea Franza Fascinator would be great as well, and also for the future as well. 1-0 says Alan. Get them before they're like 100 million each of us and Ian. Catherine said Chris Wood on the way out to Forest. Yeah, he is indeed. And I wish him all the best when he does sign for the Forest. Get used to the players, Tony. And 6-0. 2-0, Willock and Miggy right foot of the worldie as well. And then 3-0 to Newcastle for Catherine as well. Guys, so Tony, give us your socials, please, mate. And you just let the people know.
Yeah, thanks for me coming on, John.
Nice.
Yeah, going back to Alan's comment about the planes. Yeah, well, I've lived here 6 years now, so I am used to it. But just sometimes, if you're watching TV, I must say, thankfully, whenever I've watched the match, it's never been out. The planes have never come out, so thankfully for that. But sometimes when you're watching TV, I've got surround sound as well, and you can't even hear the TV properly because of the planes. So that's how loud they are. Even if I whack the surround sound up, but then I don't want the neighbours complaining either. So, but yeah, you can find me on my Twitter at TonyTooney31. It's on screen. Well, it was on screen. If you give me a follow, I'll follow you back. Also, you can find me on my channel, and it's been going since October, and it's on the screen behind me. It's all black and white TV. I'm currently at 276 subscribers. Got 24 before I get to that magical 300. So if you haven't checked my channel out, please check it out. Some great content on there. LA Coffee said earlier, the interview that I did with Junior Turner about a month ago, absolutely fantastic. It's helped him a lot. So yeah, take time out, have a look at them, and if you're new to the channel, give it a subscribe. And just, I'll give you a heads up for ahead of next Wednesday. I've got a very special guest coming on next Wednesday. He's quite a famous guy. Depend if you know your sports quite well. But not only is he a big personality in the sports world, but he's also a Toon fan, and I believe he has a season ticket with Newcastle as well. So the guy who's coming on next week, and I'll give you the name now, it's Chris Dobie, who is the professional darts player who got to the quarterfinals at Ali Pali against Michael Van Gerwen and got trounced off him. Not the only player to get trounced off Van Gerwen, by the way. That guy's just on a different level. But so that will be happening next Wednesday. I will have Chris Dobie, who's from Bedlington. He's a Geordie lad and a Toon fan, season ticket holder, goes to the matches with his son as well. So yeah, if you can catch up with that, that'll be a fantastic show. I was going to have him this week, but because he's playing darts tournaments this week, it had to be scheduled for next week, which was even better for me, to be fair. So yeah, so Chris Dobie will be on next Wednesday, so tune in for that, guys.
You got Tony, well done getting Chris Dobie on, so check out his channel as well. It's all black and white TV. The links are in the description as well. So yeah, Brian, I've typed it in. It's all black and white TV. What's the 31, 29 to 31, Ali? Joking. Bye to Alan. Thank you so much, Kath, for subscribing. I really appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. Alan Shearer will not come on the podcast, unfortunately. I know that's a fact because someone else asked to come on and he said no. Thank you, Alan. I really appreciate that. There you go. It's all black and white TV. Hit subscribe as well. And subscribe and notification. Thank you so much for doing some more as well.
Thank you.
Take it easy, FM Foxy. Do you also, John? Thank you, Catherine. Shout out to Kath, by the way. Sounds great. Big up to Brian as well. And I love people to say big up as well. Still wanting for the day. Sheila comes on John's and Tony's channel. Again, I can't say that'll happen anytime soon, unfortunately. But if they do, you will be the first to know, guys. Thank you very much, Blake. I appreciate that. And guys, if you like the video, like what you see, give it a like, subscribe as well. And the links are in the description as well. I should be on Lucas' channel tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the Big Six. And also I'll be straight on to the Eagle Eye football as well. Crystal Palace fans, and Nate as well, and Richard. So join us for that as well. And there's going to be like a preview on their channel. So as a join us for that if you can. That will be absolutely amazing. Thank you very much indeed. Well as another class player. Thank you so much, Catherine, for joining. Thank you for modding Leslie. I really appreciate that as well. And so do you mean the Wednesday coming or the following Wednesday? So this Wednesday coming win, I believe.
Yeah, the 25th of January, which is, 20, because this week's still Thursday, isn't it? So, yeah. So the 25th of January, that's about 5-6 days' time. There you
Brilliant.
go. And,
brilliant stuff. It's all black and white TV. Thanks, Gal. I'm done it wrong, mate. Thank you, man. And everyone say bye to my mod Leslie as well. And the latest score at the Etihad is City 0, Spurs 0 at the minute in time. And also Paul Toon review as well as on now. Jump on this channel. This guy's lit. He's absolutely amazing. Loving the bits as well. And until then, guys, maybe back to
John.
If not, Tony, gone.
Before I go, I think it was Darren Bent who mentioned this the other day.
Yeah.
And I thought, why the hell is he linking in with us? But he come out and he said he could see Harry Kane at Newcastle. And I thought, well, hang on, why is he linking Kane to Newcastle? And he said, it's going to be an important year for Harry Kane because come the summer, he's only got 12 months left on his contract.
Harry Kane for Newcastle? That would be very interesting. But
which is,
John,
do you know why I would take him, John? Do you know why I would take Harry Kane?
Go.
Because at least if he gets the record for in this Premier League, at least he's done it in a black and white shirt like Shearer did. Because that's the only way I would want him to break Shearer's record is if he is in the black and white shirt.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what, though, and I know he gets his critics, Harry Kane, but I'll tell you what, feed the ball to him and he'll bang them goals in left, right and centre.
Correct.
If you give him the service.
Give him the service, he'll score goals, and he'll be a hero as well up in Newcastle as well. And that would be
absolutely amazing. John, absolutely.
No question about that.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Exactly. Great show win. Thank you, mate. And Catherine, can you hit that subscribe button, please, on John Sinclair TV again? If you can, that'd be good. I don't think it's been shown up as well. If you do, that'd be fantastic. Thank you, Catherine. That'd be amazing. And Kian,
I mean, I'm just checking out his contract stat, John. But I mean, I mean, that's. I think it was Darren Bent who said it. I may be wrong. It may have been somebody else. Yeah, his contract runs out next June 2024. I mean, he's 29, John, but, but there again, I mean, when you look at his record this season, 19 games, 15 goals scored and 1 assist. I mean, 15 goals in 19 games, John. That's quality.
That is amazing. That is quality. We got the money. We got the money. You can pay us wages, but will PIF going to pay that mega wage to price him away from Spurs to come to Newcastle? That is the thing. At 29 years old, they don't know Kieran Trippier came on 31, but you never know.
Absolutely, John.
Anything can happen. John. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And I think it'll do fantastic if he came to Newcastle, but that'll be another thing. But we'll see what happens on that. I mean, Harry Kane, my bad. Actually, been subscribed for a while. My bad, Catherine. Love the love, pet. Love the love. Thank you so much indeed. That's it. It's going to be the end of the show now. And guys, you know exactly what to do. Like, subscribe, and also, obviously, thanks, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. No problems at all. Promise I'm subscribed. Thank you. She's lovely and shit. And she's a good listener as well. So thanks to Catherine. Thanks for the chat. Thanks you, Tony. And I rode backstage. And until then, guys, thanks so much for watching. And I shall see you guys, if not tomorrow, it'll be a Saturday for the warm-up, sure. And until then, it's a goodbye.